Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Madison, and if you are going to be importing plants into the US at any point in the future, you're going to want to watch this video. But before we start, make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you find this helpful or informative in any way, and make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you are not already subscribed so that you don't miss any of my future videos. To start, we're going to have to take it back a little bit to early November. So I placed an order with Aroid Market on November 8th. To be clear, none of this, oh, my fan just kicked on in my grow tent next to me. Hopefully you can't hear it, but if you can, maybe it's some nice white noise in the background. But anyway, just to be clear, none of like what happened with this whole situation has anything to do with Aroid Market or any other plant seller outside of the US. Just to be clear, this is just a new thing that's happening and that is necessary if you want to be importing plants into the US. But I just want to share with you how I got to this point and how I figured out what needs to be done. So to start, we are going to take it back to early November. Like I said, I placed my order with Aroid Market on November 8th. And then from there, it takes usually 2 to 3 weeks for like everything to process, for like the sanitization process to happen and all the checks to happen and everything like that, for then the package to be ready to be sent outside of their country. So about 2 weeks later, on November 22nd, my package was accepted at DHL in, is that right? I feel like I put that wrong. Dang Nung or Dang Sung. I'm definitely going to butcher these names, so I apologize. I will of course have the names on the screens and the dates and everything for you so that you can follow along. But yes, so November 22nd is when my package officially got accepted into DHL in its original area that it was in. Then on November 23rd, it arrived in Jakarta, Indonesia. And then that same day, it departed Jakarta and then arrived in the DHL facility in Singapore. So there's a lot of movement happening already just in the first day. So that's awesome. And then November 24th, the next day, it arrived in the DHL sorting facility in LA, Los Angeles, California, already in the United States. So that was awesome. I was super excited. I'm definitely a package tracker. So when I order something, I am obsessively checking those updates, refreshing. So I was all about it. Sorry if I'm looking down a lot too. I have my notes all written down for the timeline because it's a little confusing and I would absolutely never remember this off the top of my head. So I'm sorry if I'm looking down a lot here. Okay, so let's see. To backtrack, the 24th, it arrived in LA. It also then left the sorting facility in LA. November 25th, it arrived in Cincinnati, Ohio at that DHL sorting facility. At that point on November 25th, it was officially considered on hold. That's all it said. It didn't say anything other than package on hold. And I'm pretty sure that was right around Thanksgiving here in the US. So I'm just assuming
it's just on hold because it's the holiday. No big deal.
Not worried at all in the slightest at this point. So then my next update is on November 30th. And mind you, I will have all of these updates that I have from DHL along the side here so that you can see exactly what their verbiage is for everything, because it's very lax, to put it lightly. So yeah, my next update was November 30th, essentially just telling me that yes, your package is in fact still on hold at the DHL facility in Cincinnati. So at that point, actually before November 30th, I had reached out and talked to DHL through their chat feature on their website to be hey, this is my order number. What's going on here with my package? And they essentially told me that my package was being held for more intense inspections by the United States Customs and Border Inspections. No, excuse me, by the United States Custom and Border Protection. And then it said that it could take anywhere from 30 to 90 days for that inspection to be completed. So then I was like, oh, uh-oh. At that point, I had sent a screenshot of the conversation that I had with DHL customer service to the people that I have been speaking with at Aroid Market just via Instagram DMs, essentially. They were always super helpful this entire way, just kind of letting me know when they found out information. They were also reaching out on their end to see if they could find out any information. And then I think they were the ones to tell me first, and they being Aroid Market, told me that they had just recently discovered that in order for people to import plants into the US, buyers to import plants into the US, that we need to have an import permit ourselves. Now, the reason that this is so different is that before, you only needed an import permit if you were importing 12 plants or more at a time yourself. Then you needed an import permit. But if you had 11 plants that you were ordering to yourself, you didn't need a permit. You just needed the phytosanitary certificate that is usually provided with your purchase. It's like usually an extra little tack on that the seller provides. But you do need the extra import permit yourself if you are going to be importing any number of plants out of the country into the United States. You will be needing an import permit. So at that point, I'm still just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. I'm not sure if it's 100% going to get declined yet. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of waiting it out still. So then on December 1st, my package leaves Cincinnati and goes back to the Los Angeles sorting facility. So it has gone. It's gone around. It's like gone past me in Colorado, in like the center of the country practically. It's gone past me a couple times. So it's a little disheartening. Just like these plants are for sure dying slowly in this box, if not dying rapidly in this box, depending on which ones. So yes, anyway, then my next update was on December 2nd, declaring it a clearance event. Actually, no, it was called a clearance event on November 30th, and then from there, it was still declared a clearance event. So after December 2nd, my next update is on December 8th, and that is when I spoke on the phone to someone with DHL. Someone had called me because I had called and inquired, and they gave me a quick call back. The person that I spoke to was super, super kind from DHL. It seemed like he enjoyed his job, which was awesome. He was really, really chatty and just really happy to tell me anything I was asking about. So he did say that it is a recent change that these import permits are needed if you are importing less than 12 plants at a time. He said it's not a 100% guarantee that it is going to be rejected at customs if you don't have that import permit, but it is very highly likely. So that was a kind of like a weird gray area for me. I'm not really sure what to think of that. In my head though, I'm just gonna assume if you don't have an import permit and those stickers or labels attached to the outside of your box and the import paperwork inside of your box, it's probably going to get rejected and sent back to the shipper. So that's what I'm taking from that. So that's what I learned there from that phone call. Like I said, they were super, super helpful the whole way along and let me know that I needed to go ahead and get an import permit. I did that all on the same day on November 8th. I got my import permit, I applied. I will make a separate video on how to do that if you guys are interested. I'm more than happy to make a like step-by-step walkthrough process on how to go about getting your import permit if you are wanting to import plants from Indonesia or Ecuador or wherever to yourself. I do not think this is applicable if you are outside of the United States. I'm sure it's all different wherever you live, but if you are in the United States and you want to import plants, I highly recommend getting your import permit. And like I said, if you do want to see a step-by-step video of like showing how to do that, I am more than happy to do that. Just let me know in the comments down below, but otherwise this video is going to be super long, I feel like, so we won't do that today. But I will say it was super easy to apply for the permit online, really quick and easy. It was free as well. I applied for my permit and received my permit within the same day, within a couple hours. It was very, very fast. It was awesome. And then there was a little bit of confusion because they do need these specific, I think, green and yellow labels that are going to be essentially going on the outside of your purchase of your package. And that will tell customs like where to send your package to get checked. So it's super important. You have to have those on the outside of your package. And they let me know that because I did not have that. I just kind of like sent Aroid Market the actual permit. It's like a 12 or 14 page document. There was a little confusion on my part with those yellow and green labels. I did not know about those. So I initially just sent Aroid Market the copy of my import permit once I got all of that sent to me and approved. And then they let me know like, hey, we also need these yellow and green import tags. I will pop up a example here so that you can see what they look like. And that essentially just tells customs where or what location your package is going to go to get inspected. And then from there, after it gets inspected by customs, it'll be able to go right to you. So you definitely need to have those on there. And they were able to email those to me super easily. And again, I will more than happy to go through that. I would do that in the same video as just like walking you through how to get your import permit, obviously. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see that as well. But I will say super easy and it was free. So that was a big, sweat off of my back. That's not the right saying. I don't know. It's not something that you have to worry about. It's not an additional cost or anything like that. It is easy and free to get your import permit, but you definitely do need it. Well, definitely. You most certainly do need it to import plants. I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. If you have ordered plants recently in the last couple of months, have you needed to have your import permit? Did you know about this? Because it seems like it's a pretty recent thing to me. The man that I spoke with on the phone from DHL did say that this is because they've switched over the systems that they use online in order to track all of the permits and packages that come into the United States. So I think that is a big reason as to why now we're needing these import permits so that it's easier for them to track everything, which it makes sense, I suppose. They want to know who's bringing stuff into the country, so okay, fine, makes sense. But yeah, definitely an interesting thing overall. Like I said, Aroid Market was not at fault for any of this. They didn't know about this beforehand, so we just kind of learned about it together, essentially. So yeah, at this point, I do have, like I said, I do have my import permit. I do have my labels. However, I have not had my package resent to me yet by Aroid Market, and that is by my choice. We've had super cold temperatures here in Colorado, like -15 to -20 degrees here. So very, very freezing cold temperatures. So I didn't want to risk getting the plants shipped now. And then I'm also going to be going on vacation soon. Not vacation, but just like home to see family soon in a couple of weeks here. So I didn't want to risk the package just like sitting outside and then the plants dying. So after I get back from my little trip home, I'm going to have Aroid Market then send my package again with fresh plants in the box, of course. And yeah, it's going to be perfect. I'm super excited. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was good insight for when you yourself are going to import plants. Definitely let me know, like I said, your experience if you have imported recently. Did you need to have the import permit too? Because like I said, I had no idea. It was it's my second time importing plants from Aroid Market and like my fourth time importing plants, period, and the first time that I've needed the import permit. So super interesting. Definitely let me know what you guys think down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I think I'm just gonna cut it off there and keep it short and sweet. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.